Thank y'all for tuning in on Key Squared on the Air. I am your girl, Nakesha Writes.
Y'all know what it is. They call me Miss Key. We are here on WDRB Radio. We have a special guest with us today. His name is Kirk Hines. He's a recent transplant from Jamaica.
Wagwan.
Okay, I don't know what that means, but it sounds good. He is here. He is an educator in the United States. Mr. Hines is going to tell us what brought him here. What grade he teaches, what subject he teaches us, and just kind of tell us about the differences that he sees between the educational system in Jamaica as opposed to what he's seeing here in the United States. Mr. Hines, introduce yourself.
Alright, thanks for having me. Like she said, my name is Kirk Hines, and I'm from the beautiful island of Jamaica. I came here recently, actually in January, in the harsh winter. So,
tell that story though, but tell that story because it's funny.
The introduction to America wasn't the best for me. I usually come here during the summer, so it was my first time here in the winter. And when I reached the airport in Raleigh, I wore some clothes that I think would take the cold off me.
And what was that? What was that?
Just a hoodie and a jeans. I think it's the same jeans I have now.
Oh wow.
But to my surprise, I was soaked to my bone. I was shivering.
Oh wow.
So the first few weeks it was harsh, and I realized the warmer it gets is the better it is now. So now you're seeing the best of me. Yes. And I'm enjoying it so far. I teach at Parkview Elementary School in High Point. I am a 5th grade teacher.
Ooh, them little bad kids.
Yes.
Ooh, child, somebody bless this man, y'all know 5th grade is nothing to play with.
Yes.
But you know, that ain't your kid though.
But the good thing about it, well, the winter was harsh, but the school introduction wasn't so harsh because it was remote learning, so most of the students, they were at home. So a lot of the behavioral issues, I didn't deal with it. But in March, I have about 12 students coming back. And of course, you have some that are very, very respectful, and you have some that are not so.
So clearly, we hear that there's an accent there.
We're going to try to put a caption down at the bottom of the screen.
And while I'm sure many of the ladies find this accent very, very sexy and intriguing, I know that some of the students may have found it a little bit hard to understand you. So did you see that there was any type of hindrance in communication while you were teaching with them?
Yes, the accent is something that I realized that the adults, especially the females, will compliment me on it, but the children, they really give me a hard time. I remember during the first week, I told a child to take a book off the bench, because in Jamaica we call that the bench. And she was
what's
like,
that, the bench? Are you talking about the table? The
desk?
Yes, the table.
Okay. And
but
she
you don't sit on the table.
And she was like, bro said bench. Bro called this a bench. I don't know what he's talking about. So I realized that certain words, I have to ensure that I'm using the words that they use. So there's a little language barrier and a little accent barrier, which, you know, sometimes they try to mimic what you say, but it is all fun at the end though.
Okay. Yeah, I was trying to mimic it too, but we're going to take a break. Make sure y'all keep continuing to tune in every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. WDRB Media, Key Squared on the Air, and we're going to talk a little bit more with Kirk after the break.
Thanks, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. We are here with our friend Kirk Hines. He's here from Jamaica. He's an educator here, transitioning from Jamaican educational systems into the United States. He's been talking with us a little bit about his entry into the United States. We understand that it was a very, very cold one. But he has recently gotten himself used to the temperature and the climate and some of the changes. So we wanted to just ask him specifically. He and I were having a very interesting conversation about holding kids accountable. And so he was explaining some things to me about the educational system in Jamaica and with some of the kids and how they hold their kids accountable and what he's seen as the differences here in the United States. So we're going to allow him to kind of give you some insight onto that as an educator.
Alright, so moving here to the United States, of course, I am always comparing it and using home as a benchmark. But I realize a few things that here, which could be a good thing, is that the children, they have more autonomy in terms of their work. In Jamaica, it's more like the teacher. So the children are more flexible here, but in a sense, sometimes it can be a negative, and of course it can also be a positive, because of course, you know, they are children and they have their rights just the same like adults. So I realize that most of the time when you're talking to them, they will question you. In Jamaica, you give a directive and they just follow. Here, they really question you. And in Jamaica, we realize that, for example, like a child, if he miss, for example, a task, we automatically give them 0. But here, of course, you have to take a lot of other things in account, and sometimes we just have to give them a grade.
I commend you for actually being in that field. That is a hard field to have to deal with other people's kids, because some parents, they're not even raising their children. Yes. Like they're sending them to school and expecting you to raise their children for them.
Exactly.
And so that's already a burden right there, because you not only have, like how you say, have to teach them to be accountable. You're literally babysitting and hoping that.
Well, it's the mentorship.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So it's the mentorship. And I think I did some subbing for a little while here in the United States, not Jamaica. Okay? And what I saw was that there was a difference as it relates to, you know, parents don't seem like they don't respect educators as much here. You know, they want the kids to come to school and they want the teacher to be able to handle all of the different aspects that come along with their particular kid.
Yeah.
Behavioral issues, emotional issues. And a lot of teachers are not set up for that. They're not trained in those specific areas. They go to school to become educators.
Yes, that is true. But as teachers, you know, it really tests the resolve. And at the end of the day, you can reflect and see that you're a good teacher because you can meet up to these challenges. I'm not a teacher who's going to run from these challenges, or a teacher who's going to hide from it.
He said he's Usain Bolt from the teacher. Okay.
I would have been
like that.
So that is the thing. It's just like with any other career. If you're a soldier, you'll have some places that are rough, that you just have to ensure that you're doing your best where that is concerned. But the United States system, in certain instances, is a wonderful system. I really appreciate how the children here are advanced.
I'm sure they appreciate you,
yes,
Mr. Hines.
Where technology is concerned, they are really advanced. And also, say for example, like the transportation system. In Jamaica, students have to find their way to school.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow.
And that is a challenge in Jamaica because, of course, you have some children on the road very late and they can be abused. And we also have incidents like buses meeting in accidents and those things.
So what are the time frames also when you're talking about they can be on the road very late? Like how early does school start there and when does it end?
Right. So some schools in Jamaica, they are on what we call a shift system, even though they are trying to cut it out. So those schools start like from 7 to midday, and then you have another shift from midday to like 5 o'clock.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it's basically, that shows like the school is overpopulated, so they have to split the school into two different shifts, and then students are on the road late.
And so yeah, let's talk about that. So let's talk about the class size and ratios. What are the differences that you see with that?
Well, it is.
You said they're overpopulated a lot of times.
Right, in Jamaica, yes, it's overpopulated sometimes. The numbers, I don't really want to tell you the numbers. But here in the US, it meets the global standard of teacher to student ratio, which is good.
Okay.
So we're going to do another break. When I come back, we're going to go over our artist spotlight for the day. And like I said, keep continuing to tune in every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. KEY2ONTHEAIR on the air.
Thank you.
All right, we are back on Key Squared on the air, and we're here with our friend Kirk, the educator that has, did you say transplanted?
Yes, he
transplanted from Jamaica. And I was gonna just tell him my little story. I went to Jamaica because he was talking about the transportation, and it just sparked it. It just sparked it. So we was at the resort. I was with my cousin Mookie. Love you.
We love you, Mookie.
Yes, miss you. And so we talked to some of the guys, two of the guys that was working on the resort, and we decided we was gonna ride with them off the resort.
Bad idea.
Yeah, so it was a dirt road, and this man was driving about 100 miles an hour on a dirt road, and I was like, I might die tonight, but at least I went to Jamaica. So I didn't know. But
die in paradise.
So that must be how they typically drive, because somebody, I think, was introduced into our speed limit system here in America, doing about.
Don't speak about that.
So I would be on the subway with him too. No. But let's. I know we did that story, but I do have to do the artist spotlight. And we did come back on. I said I was going to do the artist spotlight when we came back on. So, because we are with Jamaica, I went with my good friend Irie Child. He is also a native of Jamaica.
Irie, yes.
Big up yourself, Irie.
Yes. And he's worked with me on my last project.
Yeah.
Yep. So we've been in a couple plays together and everything. He got like a nice smooth voice. So today we're going to be playing his track called Look at Us, featuring Kane and T. Walker. We'll see you after the break.
Welcome back, everybody. We hope that you enjoyed that little break of our friend Irie Child. We're shouting out Jamaica in this segment. We've got our friend Kirk Hines, who's here from Jamaica. As again, we said, he's an educator from Jamaica. He's over here in the United States now, lending us his wonderful educational skills to our little babies. But we did want to ask Kirk about his goals and aspirations as it relates to his current career. So, Kirk, if you want to tell us about that.
Yes, certainly. My goals and aspiration is to get as much experience as possible, and also to share my culture with the students here in the United States, and of course take back your culture and share with the students when my time is up here, because ultimately, of course, I want to go back to Jamaica and help out my nation. So right now I'm basically getting all the skills that I can get to take home while I leave my culture here also. And that is why when I was asked to be here, it was so easy to make the decision, because of course I'll be sharing my culture. And the United States, the United States, I think it's underestimated as a tourist attraction. So
really?
Yes, so I'm here to tour.
That's in Greensboro.
Not just Greensboro, but
because you've been here since January, right? So where are some of the places that you've been? What do you like the most about being here?
Well, what I like the most about here is the parks, because I'm an outdoor person, so I like the parks and the hiking trails and all of that.
We like parks too.
Yes, I've hit a lot of them. The Guilford Military Park is like my playground. And also the beaches in Charleston.
Yeah,
not as beautiful as Jamaica, but
shots fired, everybody!
But it is good. Charleston is beautiful, and it actually reminds me of a town in Jamaica called Falmouth. The architecture is similar, the British architecture. So I'm just here to tour. I want to go to many states. Alaska is on my bucket list.
Okay.
Out there in California and the desert and all of that. So,
I'm just here to
tour. Yeah.
You didn't get enough in January. He didn't get enough in January, buddy. He's got to go to one of the coldest states that we have.
Yes, but not in the coldest of times.
So, how long are you going to use and abuse us? He ain't over here to use us.
No.
She just had to go with her tone deaf style. You better get it.
it is a mutual relationship. I'm sharing something, and of course I'm going to take back the experience to my home country. But I think I'll be here like for 5 years. I think 5 years.
5 years, okay.
5 years will be enough time for me to get all the experience.
We definitely want you to keep uplifting the children, but we do have the random question of the day. Pew, 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 pew.
Let me do that like this a little bit. Hey, you feel that how?
This is your question.
My question?
Yes, random question. Let's go. Hit them with it, Key.
Pickles or cucumbers?
That's easy. Cucumbers all day.
What is it? Cucumbers?
Yeah.
Cucumbers, everybody. He chooses the cucumbers.
Yes. Because it's cooler.
It's cooler.
I like the sour.
Dill pickles for me. Dill pickles for me.
Dill pickles for me too. Alright, so do you got anything else you want to share with the people?
I'm just encouraging everyone to visit my beautiful country.
Yes.
Yes, there are so many places there for you to visit. And of course, people might thinking that due to COVID, it's not a good time to travel. Actually, it's probably the best time because the beaches are not so crowded now. And of course, the rates are super low. So go out there and visit my beautiful country. Please stop in Trelawney. Trelawney is my parish. Trelawney.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh, yes, parish.
Yes, parish. So like here, we have states. In Jamaica, the country is divided into parishes. So I'm from Trelawney.
I like this conversation.
Yes, and
I want to have some more.
Yes. And of course, Portland is a beautiful parish also. And of course, everyone knows Montego Bay. That's in St. James and Ocho-Rios.
Which one has the waterfall?
From Duns River. Duns River. So that's in Ocho-Rios, St. Anne. But you have many more waterfalls that are not so touristy, that are beautiful. Portland is my go-to parish. Portland is, I think, is the most beautiful.
I'm ready to get on a plane. Is anybody else ready to get on a plane?
I ain't ready because my toothpiece ain't ready.
Oh, yeah. You know what I'm not taking to Jamaica? Eat. This belly. That won't be going to Jamaica with me, baby. Because when I tell him I have this beach body ready.
Thank you so much.
You gotta talk
for
about
joining
food,
us.
though.
Oh, what, the beef patty?
Oh,
that's all I know.
some
She
jerk
eats the jerk chicken.
See, I'm a foodie. Key's not a foodie, but I'm a
on
foodie.
the top list. Don't dig deep.
You gotta go deep, girl, for the food. Tell us some of the best places to eat in Jamaica. What are some of the foods that? Cause have you been to any Jamaican restaurants here?
Yes, I even have Jamaican food in my car right now.
I'm just saying.
Yes.
You know, we need to know. Where is Mr. Hines going to get his goodies?
Yes, of course. And as a tourist, you know, they always ask about jerk chicken. And of course, beef patties. So those are like the go-to. And then you have oxtail. That is a fan favorite also. Yes, curry goat is a curry goat with white rice. And of course, since you're on food, we're going to talk a little about alcohol, the red stripe beer, and the Jamaican white rum.
Alcohol.
Yeah.
Let's make sure we cover all the bases, everybody. We want to cover all the bases.
All right. So yes, thank you so much. And like again, I said we definitally commend you for working with those kids, trying to uplift those kids, bring them up, and we hope that your aspirations continue to go higher and higher.
That's right.
Thank you very much. And you had a random question for me. I have a challenge for you.
Okay. Oh wait.
Yes. So
he's back, everybody. He shot back.
You have to speak Jamaican. Wagwan.
Wagwan.
Not wagwan. Wagwan.
Wagwan. Wagwan, everybody.
Like, how are you? What's up?
Like, what's up?
And you reply,
Wagwan, my people.
yes.
Yay!
And then you would say, nothing me there.
Not me there.
Yeah, nothing, I'm here.
Nothing me there.
I didn't know
Nothing me there.
No. Oh, don't get aggressive. My goodness.
Yes.
I remember.
You pass.
We back.
You're ready to go.
Okay. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, so once again, I'm your girl, Nakesha Writes.
And y'all know what it is. They call me Miss Key.
And we are Key Squared on the air. So make sure y'all continue to tune in every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
That's right. Follow us on Instagram. It's Key Squared on the air, but it's the key with the little exponent on the air.